Time to break down the Alabama roster here at the Voice of College Football. The best way to do it is to bring on Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. You can also join Stephen on his show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on YouTube. In my own words, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Stephen, how are we doing today?
Doing well, Mark, and yourself?
Doing great. Doing great. Can't wait for football. Want to hold on to summer at the same time, so we will prepare for August camp. And, of course, SEC Media Days are just a few weeks away. Let's dive into the Alabama offense, starting with the guy that everyone's talking about. That's five-star Bryce Young. We got glimpses of him last season. There are concerns about his height, about his inexperience coming off one of the most prolific offenses in the history of college football in 2020 with Mack Jones leading the way. Your thoughts about Bryce Young as a leader and as a leader of this offense?
Well, Mark, this is the guy everybody's waiting on. This is the guy everybody's excited about. They're overjoyed about. They want to see not only is the magic real, but can he take this team and have Alabama repeat as national champions for the first time since the 2011-2012 season. But also not just that, Bryce Young is trying to become the fifth first-year starting quarterback to win a national championship in the Nick Saban era, joining Greg McElroy, A.J. McCarron, Jacob Coker, and, of course, Mack Jones. So a lot of excitement brought to the table when you look at Bryce, and we saw all of the awards, the accomplishments, the statistics that he brought to the table coming from the powerhouse modern-day high school in California. So this past spring here, Saban had a lot of great things to say about Bryce in terms of the leadership on the field, the command he has of the offense, the command he has of the huddle, taking charge of the team, different guys on the team, including, running back Brian Robinson talked about, Bryce becoming more of that vocal leader. He's got that Cali swag about himself, so he's kind of that laid-back, cool, calm, collected, chill guy. But he does have moments where he will get in your face, he will get serious, and when he turns that serious vibe on, the players like, whoa, like, we're not used to kind of seeing that side of Bryce, so we got to shift things into gear here. I remember speaking to, a former, walk-on receiver, Joshua McNear, who has recently, committed to Jackson State with Coach Deion Sanders, and Lanier told me about how Bryce has those moments on the field where he knows it's time to get serious, and he flips that switch on, and when he flips that switch on, everybody on the field are like, okay, Bryce got serious, let's get all that together, let's do what we got to do here on the field. So even though he kind of brings that cool, calm demeanor coming from California, he knows when it's time to hit that next gear, turn that serious face on, and have the guys ready to go in the flow of the offense. So having that demeanor about himself, very, very good for a team that's trying to defend its crown as a national champion. We know what he can do as far as the talent he presents on the field, the athleticism, the accuracy, the playmaking ability, but just hearing from different players that he also knows when to be serious, that's huge as well.
Now, of course, Mack Jones was the trigger man for one of the most explosive and efficient offenses in the country and, again, in the history of college football last season. Different skill set here, more mobile, not as tall. Some people have questioned the height factor. So do we expect them to tailor the offense more toward Bryce's mobility, but again, maybe getting him outside the pocket so he doesn't have to look over those offensive linemen all the time?
Absolutely, Mark. I mean, you can see this happening from Bill O'Brien as the first-year offensive coordinator. He will have Bryce rolling out. He will have Bryce on some different boot packages, on some different roll movements to get him on the edge. But at the same time, going back to the spring game, Bryce also had moments where he stood back in that pocket and he was able to read those keys and deliver the ball on time and accurately. Then there were some moments in that spring game where he had pressure all around him, pressure in his face. There were some plays that broke down, and he was still able, and I know they give him 6 feet, but at 5'10", 5'11", he was still able to step up within that pocket and make plays. So there are going to be some situations, some moments throughout the season that Bill O'Brien will roll Bryce out and put him on the edge and trust his playmaking ability out there on the edge. But there will also be some moments where Bill O'Brien will call plays and he will have Bryce sit in that pocket, scan that pocket, move within that pocket and trust your instincts within the pocket to make plays. So there'll be a different schematic. There'll be different strategies that Bill O'Brien will use to have Bryce Young at his best here, whether it's moving within the pocket or putting him on the edge.
Is Paul Tyson definitely the backup, or do you think that still has to be determined?
I think Paul Tyson's definitely the backup. He has been in the system now since 2019, going on his third year, not just having the size, but he has got a tremendous arm. He's got the ability not only to get the ball there with the velocity, but he's got the accuracy, the touch, the variation of speeds that he puts on the ball. And just going back to the spring game, and I understand people look at Bryce Young's performance a little bit more so than Paul Tyson's, but Paul had a patchwork offensive line in that spring game, and what he was able to do, getting the ball into the hands of Aisha Hong and different guys in the field, Chase McClellan also at running back. Paul made some big plays there in the 8-day game. And talking to people about him, when he first got to Alabama in 2019, this was somebody of whom soaked up everything in the film room. He would be asking questions and answering questions and just putting his mental process to the test when you talk about just being able to process information faster than a lot of other guys in that room. So to me, Paul Tyson definitely as a backup quarterback. Jalen Milroe has a lot of potential. He's got a lot of talent. He is very quick with his athleticism. When Jalen Hurts played in Alabama, Hurts was a more so powerful runner. I think Jalen Milroe is a bit more quick twitch as a runner than even Jalen Hurts was. I think Milroe is a strong thrower. What Alabama's trying to do, though, they want him to become a passer, a pure distributor of the football. Being a thrower of the ball is how strong your arm is, what your arm velocity is, how far, and how quick you get the ball there. But as far as the passing ability, it's how accurate can you be, how precise can you be, how much can you really have that ball to that receiver without that guy truly breaking stride, just being able to get him that ball and have him continue getting up and down the field. So that's the big thing that Bill O'Brien and Nick Saban trying to do with Milroe and catching him up quickly is being able to effectively distribute the ball up and down the field. But he's got tremendous talent as well. I think the backup quarterbacks, due to the size, due to the experience, due to the ability to process that information and take it, what you've learned and apply it out into the field, I think Paul Tyson's the backup.